I am the Highland scribe Cheryl L. Hudson, storyteller. I am about to begin. Are you ready? I am the Highland scribe, scribe to the stones, to the winds, to the bloodlines that walk unseen. Come closer, closer still. You see, the fire's warm, but this tale tonight, this tale runs wild. Now, last we spoke, Elspeth was just in a wee bit of trouble and was told by Brann to run for her life. But did she listen? Let's find out. In chapter 6 of the Wulver of Stenness, the breaking of the oath. She didn't run. You see, she couldn't. Her legs had somehow forgotten the shape of motion, frozen where the fog kissed the forest floor. Brann's voice still echoing in her bones, but her heart betrayed her. It stayed for him. And because of what she saw, the dark Wulver, Maugrim, was death made flesh, towering, muscled like twisted tree roots. His fur was blacker than peat, and oh, it was slicked with rain and something darker, blood. His eyes weren't eyes at all. They were voids, hollow and endless, devouring everything that looked into them. And to look into them, Elspeth found herself as if she was standing at the edge of a cliff that had no bottom to it. Brann faced him alone, shoulders heaving, bleeding, yet unflinching. "Elspeth, move!" he screamed, not through the bond, but aloud this time, raw and broken. Still she didn't move. She watched frozen as Brann charged, claws bared, a furious snarl ripping from his throat. Maugrim met him with impossible speed, his own snarl cruel and vicious. They collided with a sickening crack of bone against bone. Elspeth staggered backwards as they fought, teeth flashing, fur tearing, howls ringing through the trees. Brann slashed with desperation. But Maugrim, see, he enjoyed this. Each blow was deliberate and mocking. Then Brann faltered. A brutal swipe caught him across the ribs. He stumbled. Maugrim grabbed him by the throat and threw him, like a broken thing, into the roots of an old pine. He didn't rise. Elspeth gasped, the sound ragged in her chest. This broke her spell. She turned and ran. The forest became naught but a blur. The trees lunged past her, and the path seemed to disappear beneath her feet. The storm was a living thing, shrieking through the branches. Her breath tore at her throat, and her heart beat so fast as if it was trying to escape her very chest. But the footsteps behind her, they were faster. They were gaining. She reached a clearing, a hollow of broken stones and wild grass. The standing stones loomed above her like gods. Gods who were watching. Then there he was, Maugrim. He was blocking the only path out. His breath steamed in the cold air, curling like smoke. His fur began bristling, and he towered above her. Elspeth backed away. One step, then two. Maugrim didn't follow. Not yet. You shouldn't have loved him, he said. Voice, a deep rasping growl, like old wood cracking under the frost. Her voice failed. Maugrim stepped forward. He broke the oath. He snarled. He touched the human world, and he chose you. And now? Well, now the balance must be paid. You don't have to. I do, he said, but his breath softened somehow. I'm sorry, lass. I am what comes next. Then he lunged, his jaws open wide, wide enough to crush a cow's skull. His fangs caught in the glint of the lightning, and Elspeth raised her arm to slow. She saw death. But then Brann. He exploded from the tree like a cannonball of muscle and fury, slamming into Maugrim. Mid-leap, they rolled across the ground, snarling, clawing, tearing the earth. Brann's eyes were alive now, burning with golden fire. His body bled from a dozen wounds, but he fought like a beast possessed. Elspeth, go! He screamed, struggling beneath Maugrim's crushing weight upon him. Elspeth turned and ran, sobbing, stumbling, choking on air. Behind her were the sounds of two gods fighting. She didn't stop until she reached the standing stones above the village. The storm had followed her. The wind howled like it was morning. The sky split open with lightning casting the stones in flashes of stark white. She dropped to her knees, digging through the pouch, with her hands shaking. The black stones, smooth and warm. Place them. What was it? Place them where the breath runs thin. She didn't know what that meant. Not really. But she placed them anyway. One at the circle's edge, one by her heart, and one in the very centre, where the moss had since long stopped growing. The amulet upon her chest flared with blazing lights. And something answered her. The stones. Why, the stones began to sing. A low, ancient humming filled the air, vibrating through her bones. A line of runes, once invisible, carved themselves into glowing relics across the circle. The air shimmered, a veil being drawn back, and from the mist, Maugrim. He was bloodied, and he was raging. He was dragging Brann by the scruff like a broken doll. He threw him down, inside, the circle. Elspeth! Brann choked, trying to stand. Maugrim stepped across the line of light and screamed. The runes flared and the circle hissed like fire meeting ice. You dare use the old laws against me? He bellowed. Brann forced himself upright. Every breath was agony. I made a choice, he said. His voice was now ragged, and I would make it again. Maugrim lunged, and this time they both went into the light. The runes blazed a blinding white light. A boom like thunder cracked the sky. The light swallowed everything. Then, silence. Elspeth woke at the edge of the circle. The stones were now dark once more. The amulet around her neck was stone cold. And Brann, well, Brann was gone. So was Maugrim, and only ashes remained, where they had both once stood. And 3 black stones, well, they were now grey. She sat alone on the hill as dawn broke. Below, the village began stirring, and life would go on. But something had changed. A law rewritten, a line that had been crossed, that had never been crossed before. Love had broken an oath, and something darker had paid the toll. But still, she watched the winds and hoped. I am the Highland scribe, scribe to the stones, to the winds, to the bloodlines that walk unseen, and until the fire lights again. Sleep tight, wanderers.